So we want to look at how these changing factors affect the graph of the hyperbolas, ellipses, and whatnot. We already looked at how changing the f value, okay, we're going to essentially change the distance from the centers there, the size of the hyperbola. If it was an ellipse, okay, just change that to ellipse, and we can just see that it just changes the size of the circle here, right? Okay, so it's going to change that to that, change that back to a hyperbola. Okay, so as we change the A and C values, notice that as I increase A, it's a horizontal compression. Okay, so if I make A, so I'm making A bigger, okay, it's a horizontal compression along the x-axis. Notice that the center doesn't change. No vertical change in the center or horizontal change in the center. Okay, if I change the C value, okay, as I make it bigger, it's going to be a vertical compression. Okay, so you see again, notice that the center value doesn't change. We already looked at that f value. Now this is what these ones, we don't really need to know this, but it's kind of nice to see what happens when we change the e. The e is associated with the y variable, and notice what happens when I change the e. It changes the size of the hyperbola, but notice the positioning of the center. Okay, the center is moving up and down. The horizontal positioning is not changing as I change e. So the E affects the vertical center. Okay, so I'm just going to set that back to 0. Notice what happens with D. Notice that the vertical center doesn't change, but the horizontal center changes as I change the D value because the D is associated with that X. Okay, so although we don't really need to know exactly what's happening with the D and E, it's good to understand that they are some reflection of the horizontal and vertical shifts.